Mr. Expect. It's crazy because I get a lot of people reaching out to me about the podcast and they want to be on the podcast. I say this because I wanted to give opportunities to people to share their stories and letting
Yeah,
the world know about the people. And
yeah,
um, I I'm open to do podcasts with anybody. I'm not the kind of person who looks at how many Instagram people you have.
yeah, yeah,
What have you done in life? There's a lot of those podcasts out there that if you're not on a certain status, they don't give you that
yeah,
opportunity. But my podcast is open for anybody because I know what it's like to be a nobody, and I know what it's like to look for opportunities that you don't get. So
yeah,
that's why I have you on the podcast here today. I gotta say I don't know much about you, but we're just gonna have a
yeah.
conversation. Like it's not that's how what podcast about. Just build a conversation. Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bani Kibuka, and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan Ball Talk Show. So, do you want to introduce yourself to my listeners?
We start with like the real government name. Yeah, my name is Biaruga Casting Praise. Biaruga Casting Praise
Uh huh.
is my name.
So yeah, that's a government name. Where you from, Birugaba?
I'm from Uganda. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
from Uganda.
What town
Born
in
and raised
Uganda?
in Entebbe. Raised.
Entebbe.
Born
Okay.
and
I know Entebbe. I'm from Uganda too. It's not. I mean, I'm in the states right now, but I grew up in Uganda, and um.
I can see the name. Like I can see the name on the email. Yeah, Uganda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I lived in Entebbe for a little bit. I know some people in Entebbe. My sister-in-law, my brother's wife, is from Entebbe. Uh,
Yeah.
Chitoro, areas of Chitoro. So,
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
okay.
I studied around there, like Chitoro.
And I grew up going to the beach there and hang out in Entebbe. It's really cool. So walk us through your. I know you mentioned about your school. Like you went to school there. Like what schools did you go to? And
Like in Chitoro, yeah, we
okay,
went to Entebbe Junior.
mm-hmm.
Entebbe Junior Primary School.
Okay,
That was like the foundation of like everything.
mm-hmm.
Really grateful that I went there because it would have been different if it wasn't like Entebbe Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we left. Then I joined Budo for my P6 and P7.
Okay.
So I did P6 and P7 from Budo Junior. That's why I started my P7. Yeah. High school, yeah. I went to Nadia.
Okay.
That's where basically everything about music began
Okay.
because by then, my friend, he was called Obia Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He was more into rap, but he liked singing as well.
Okay.
So he used to call me and tell me we have to do this singing stuff. Sometimes we write down stuff. Then, like on talent shows, we go and like execute our craft. We
Yeah.
weren't like that back then, but
Mm-hmm.
we really just wanted to do our thing. So yeah, it helped us mature a little bit. Yeah. By the time we reached like A level,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I could like actually go and I start like singing in front of people because I had a lot of stage fright like back then.
Yeah.
But right now, yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna tap into your music career and music journey. I wanted to start with your high school, but it's cool that you mentioned that your music started in high school. And I actually forgot I went to Chisubi my pair. So I went to my high school
oh
with Chisubi my pair. So
yeah,
that's close to Entebbe. So I went there, and people like my listeners in the United States. That's why I like to do this podcast because we give them a little bit of our high school, like our high school style, how we went to high school. So when we talk about
high,
these things,
our high school vibe in Uganda is quite
exactly.
different from that side. Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite different from their side. So when people tune into my podcast, they want to find out these things, and that's why I ask people these things. There's a lot of podcasts that they do different stuff, and this is my style. Like I just want to dig into somebody's story because it's all fun and good when you host people on a podcast and you just laugh, jokes, like quick stuff. But there's a lot of things that people miss, like when people find you in the future, like hey. Um, Praise is now like a celebrity. They don't know your background story. They don't know your journey, And this is why I like
Yeah,
to do tap into people's journey, where they've been, how they've come to get where they are. And I know you're still on the journey, but some people look
yeah,
at these questions. I'm like, I don't want to know where he went to high school. But like for me, it's important for me to know like your journey and the story like behind that. So we had a lot of activities. MDD. Were you ever a prefect? Like, were you? You know, a lot of guys that I've seen now, like they were like entertainment prefect, like in high school. Were you that?
I wasn't at all. I
Okay.
just didn't have like the crowd. Like I could actually talk to people, but I was not really like to step in like the
Yeah.
prefect. Yeah, nah, that
Uh,
wasn't me.
why is Zungu yarichi? Oh.
It's just it's hard. It's
Okay.
hard. Like you have very many friends because I'm kind of a person like when I'm in a new place,
Mm-hmm.
even when I don't try to like
Right.
have very many, it just happens organically.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have very many friends and they're the ones who have voted for you, it's
Yeah.
actually hard to find them because they're
Right.
asking for favors from you. So that's why.
And
Yeah.
you start making fake promises like we used to. If you vote me as your prefect, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
so at school, did you ever participate in like talent shows at singing? I know you mentioned your music said it when you're in school in Nadia. Now, did you ever take part in participating in the musics and singing?
I did like a lot by then. Like Form 3, there was a lot of that active MDD, like dancing, singing. But though I was more into like the singing, representing like my class, yeah, that stuff. So we did a lot of that.
Yeah. So, were you doing like a different style of music? Because I know when I was in school, we used to do like folk music, and we used to do those choir songs, and like what
Yeah.
style of music were you doing in school? Was it individual or were you singing with like a group?
No, for that case, actually ours was different
Mm-hmm.
because like on the talent shows, you actually come and sing what you're comfortable with. So people used to sing what they want. So I remember this one time when we were performing this DJ Khaled song and Justin Bieber. But in the song, I was supposed to be Chance the Rapper because we were miming.
Right.
But like, but then I had to back up my friend because he was doing like the Justin Bieber vibe,
Mm-hmm.
and I just by then I had like a better voice. So yeah, I was I was doing that. Yeah.
uh, so when did you start like I know you're still on the journey, but like when did you make that decision? You know what? It's music that I want to do. I'm gonna like this is a route I want to take for music. Was it right in
Mm.
high school or like after high school? You were like, you know, sometimes you can start something, but you're not really sure it's something you want to do. But what was the moment for you when you knew like, okay, for real, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, like way back. It started like way back because I wrote like my first song like in P5 with
Mm.
my friend. It was like a challenge. This song of "You're my queen, I never ever ever
Yeah,
never let
I
you."
know that
Yeah,
song. I like that
yeah.
song. I love that song. Did you write that
So
song?
no, like we got the beat of that song,
Okay.
and what? So we challenged ourselves to write something on that beat.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrote our craft, though it wasn't like a full song,
Yeah.
but like something that really like pushed us.
Mm-hmm.
Though my friend is actually not into dancing right now. He's called Panda Samuel. He's
Okay.
more into the dance, but yeah, though I stayed on the journey. So like in COVID, because I started writing like in Form 2, I write my songs, I sing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like my friends in Dome, I sing to my friends in Dome, and they actually like appreciate the craft. And this is the time where they're just banging cases and you're singing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I write these songs, I keep them. But then in COVID, I actually realized that I can actually write and sing.
Yeah.
So I start writing the songs. I get a couple of emails. I send these people my songs. Some people take them, some people don't. Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember that is the first time I took like the major step. I started getting like a lot of digits of like big people. Like
Yeah.
by then, as I was writing her album, and I felt like maybe if I write something and send them, but I
Mm-hmm.
actually didn't know how the procedure was. You're supposed to go to studio and make a demo
Okay.
and send it to. But then we're using guitars, so I think they didn't appreciate like how the sound was. So yeah, I told my mom in COVID that I wanted to do music because
Mm-hmm.
by then I was staying with my brother, and my brother was actually very supportive. It's just that, like he's your brother and he should stay like in line with your parent.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be like the one telling you this, that. but he was really actually cool with it. So I start writing. He helps me with some songs. Then I tell my mom, but my mom is all like, first finish high school,
That's
then
good. Yeah.
maybe immediately I finished high school like this. I was all like, yeah, I think it's time just to do it because
Yeah.
there's never a right. Yeah,
That is true. There's never a right time. The time is now. I like to say myself like when I come
yeah,
up with something like a dream, the time is now. Like you just have to start. Because every time you say, no, I'll start this time. I'll start another time, but you will
yeah,
never get to start if you keep pushing it. And I like that you took your step. Like you didn't know what exactly the steps you have to do when you write the songs and send them out to these
yeah,
people, but you just like, I'm gonna do it anyways, and then
yeah,
like now you figured it out. So now the next time, like if I'm gonna write a song, I'm gonna have to take it to the studio, do a demo before I send it. So like you learn. It's not like you're gonna have to wait and figure out everything. Sometimes you're gonna learn the things on the way. And I like that you said some people took your song, some people did not, and
yeah,
that's something that pops up every time when I talk to somebody sharing their story here. They have no's. I've had no's. Like, I like to bring people like you who request, hey, man, give me an opportunity to be on a podcast. I love that. But I also have people that I want to have on my podcast because I want other people to listen to their stories. And some of these people, like are celebrities, are big people, like, hey, would you mind coming on my podcast? Some of those people have said no. And I'm like, yeah, that's
yeah,
cool. It's fine. And there's people like you who want that opportunity. And I'm sure you sharing your journey and your story and what you're working on, it's putting you out there. People are going to know you. People are going to find about you. And you're going to inspire another child who is in high school
yeah,
right now that wants to do music for you to share about what you came through. So whenever somebody says about the nose, I like to go a little bit, touch on that a little bit because it stands out to me a lot. And I teach not teach everybody, but I mentioned like the no is like next opportunity. Anytime somebody tells you no, that's next opportunity. Try again, do it,
yeah.
get another
It's
thing.
pushing
Yeah, just
right
keep
hard.
pushing. And no should not end your dream, your desire, your career. It shouldn't, because
Yeah.
it's just giving you another opportunity to try again. So, who are some of the, I know you mentioned Azawi. Are there any other artists or any other big names that you've worked with or done any projects with?
Not currently,
Okay.
because I actually write them. You send them, but like the feedback, that's the problem.
Right.
They take long to send back. So better like if you don't mention, because you may mention and the song is not released, so you
Yeah.
just keep it to you. Maybe when it's released, then you can brag about it.
Right.
Then
No, that's true. That's true. That's true to do it that way. The other question I was gonna, no, it's not a question. I actually watched you do the remake of Na Na Na. It was good. I didn't
yeah,
comment on your post or anything. I was waiting to,
yeah.
to have you on the podcast to let you know. That was dope. That was good. I like
Thanks.
the and would you mind giving my listeners that the capella of that song that you did on your Instagram?
My pleasure, right? Oh, now, now, baby. You know I wanna love you daily. You know you're my one and only. I wanna love you till I can't no more, more, more. Yeah.
That was really good. I love that song, and I'm really proud of like seeing Ugandan music grow. I know it's come a long way. I know there's a lot of other factors that are affecting Ugandan music, not only the people tapping into our own music, like our own
Yeah.
people not listening to our own music. There's a lot of other
Yeah.
things that are tapping into that.
Like a whole crowd whereby like we have really grown up listening to like other people's music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard like to diverse
Right.
like to our, because it has been they're playing the other music.
Mm-hmm.
We have been watching the other music, so it's kind of hard. But right now, kids are actually coming out with like better sound.
Yeah.
Because like I've really actually been listening like to Joshua Barker like since like way back, like when he was making like freestyles in his room. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time like he's out and he really actually has a song, because those are like people who actually make you feel like you should do the music. Like
Mm-hmm.
by then he didn't like a lot, but he decided to go with what he wanted. So
Right.
yeah,
Speaking of that, who is the one person that inspires you on this journey? Who is the one person you look up to? It could be in Uganda, it could be outside of Uganda, or you can give me two or
Yeah,
multiple?
I have like a lot of inspiration, but if it's like basing on the music that I listen to right now, I have like to pick a lot from, because like when I'm writing, I want to write like something that really actually calls like for what people call the local audience and the uptown. So you're basically mixing a lot of Luganda and English in a song to capture
Yeah.
like both ways. Yeah. So I listen to a lot of Cohen JC, Greenhead Official. I listen to Laika. I listen to Pinky. For as long as the song is good,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to it. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's basically it.
How about abroad, like in America, in outside Uganda?
Outside, I love Road Wave.
Okay,
Like
yeah, he's good.
Road Wave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
do a lot of
Apology.
apology.
Mm-hmm.
I have it's basically rap like from
Right.
outside, but yeah, it still pushes you to write more better. So yeah,
Recently, I've tapped into. I don't know if you know him, Little Uzi Vert.
yeah, yeah.
I've tapped into him. I like some songs of him. I gotta say, Drake is my goat. Like Drake is my favorite.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I see the instrumentals on IG.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why. You. Yeah,
yeah,
that's perfect. That's why all the instrumental I use on the background of my episodes is like wants
yeah,
and needs. That song like stands out to me. I like it a lot. Sometimes there are songs I don't use because I don't like to put words on the background because I don't want to
yeah,
put it in a position where somebody can't hear your words because of the background song I use. So I like to use instrumentals. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I've tapped into those. I like them. But in Uganda, yeah, I love, I don't know, a lot of people. I can't even mention. Today's episode is sponsored by Dance Gamers. Dance Gamers is the leading distributor of video games and other consumer gadgets like the podcast microphone sets, ring lights, headphones, and affordable smartwatches, and many other cool gadgets. For these and more, visit their website at www.danceofgamers.co. That is www.danceofgamers.co.
Yeah.
I
People actually, people are actually releasing a lot
Yeah.
of good sound right now. Yeah. So
And I like the thing you mentioned about up and coming artists, because sometimes, and this is the thing I have, the belief I have in me that you guys who are, the world just don't know you right now, but you have
yeah,
good stuff that it's a struggle of opportunities, and I'm gonna
yeah,
relate this to my personal life because I like to relate things that I see into my personal life. I was looking for a job to be a aircraft mechanic, and because that's my career, I'm an aircraft mechanic. But when I put in my resume, they told me I don't have the experience that they are looking for,
yeah,
and I was mad about that because why would you not give me the job because I don't have the experience? Just give me the opportunity. If I can't match that experience, then let me go. But you
yeah,
stopping me before even you give me an opportunity, it doesn't really make sense. And how am I going to get that experience without getting that opportunity? So why I brought that in was like for you guys, you're a good songwriter. The world just don't know you, and when you guys ask for opportunities like hey check out my song, hey check out my I wrote this song, and somebody says no, and then or like somebody doesn't give you that opportunity for like for you to listen, and like how are they going to know about you or how are they going to find you? And the next time somebody will come to your Instagram, you have 600 followers, like nah, or it's enough fame, but like it's all
yeah.
opportunities. Like when somebody gives you an opportunity, it might be a opening door for like a lot of blessings, and that's why I don't turn down people when they look for opportunities. I don't turn down like you when you reached out. It's like I won't turn down. I might be busy at the time, but I know for sure I'll get time for you. And that's why I want to
Yeah.
give you like credit and let the world know like there's a lot of good music out there. It's just people struggling for opportunities and not people opening their doors for them.
Exactly. It's kind of hard. Yeah. You try to convince a lot of people, but then there are people who actually want to listen to you, though you don't have like a lot maybe of following like right now. There are actually people who give you opportunities.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have people like you go through, you inbox them, you ask them, like people who give like open mics.
Hmm.
You go and sing, and actually people actually like sing your songs,
Yeah.
because when you go for an open mic, you're actually supposed to sing your song so that
Mm-hmm.
people actually know you.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to go for an open mic and sing another person's song, because you're trying to put yourself out there.
Right.
So, but yeah, makes you feel good, and yeah, you go back to studio and yeah,
Yeah.
make more magic.
As long as you keep grinding, keep putting your work in, people like Joshua Baraka, like 2 years ago, most people didn't know him or like they've never heard his name, but like he
Yeah,
kept doing his craft, and boom, his song is top 100 on Apple Music like for like weeks, and it's like booming around the country, around the world, and people are coming out. Like, don't give up on your dream because you're not getting the opportunity. Just keep grinding, just keep doing your thing, and one day it's gonna happen, and out of the blue, people will know who Praise is and
yeah,
what you do. So, and that brings me to your EP. You messaged me like you're bringing out soon. I
yeah.
don't know if you've have it out yet or like you want to talk about that.
It's coming out in 3 weeks time. We are
Okay.
still like mastering, because when you have like really good sound, it makes you feel good. Like you can step up to the people that you want to give your music to.
Mm-hmm.
But the songs were already picked. We have like 6 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What was the inspiration of? I don't know. I don't want to give out a lot of stuff that you don't want to give away before it's out. But like for us, who are people who are expecting it, people who are listening to it, or people who are gonna wait to listen to it, what should we expect? What was the inspiration of the EP, and why did you choose whatever songs you put on there behind it?
the yeah. So basically, the EP is titled Kayla Onel. It's just like saying like you have like two girls, or maybe one didn't work out. You
Mm-hmm.
tried with the other, it also didn't work out. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's a kind of vibe where you're giving people like, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
You just have to keep searching sometimes, but
Was that from like a real life event, or it's just some imagination? Like, is it something you went through yourself, or it was just an imagination or a creative something you just came up with?
nah, it's something we went through like in Form 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
Form 3 on there. Yeah, that's when I started writing some of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Those some I've written recently. But I didn't want like to produce a whole like EP when you're breaking people's hearts and stuff. So it's basically writing an EP. It's a breakup song,
Mm-hmm.
but it actually makes you dance. So that was the idea in my head. I want to sing a song.
Yeah.
When you listen to it when you're in your room, you'll actually figure out that it's, oh, this guy is really talking about breakup.
Yeah.
But when you're in the club, you're going to dance to it. Yeah. So that was the idea behind it.
That is dope. That was really good. I know there's songs that I think Sam Smith and like there's American artists that have breakup songs, but like when you sing it with passion and like it's a sad song, but then it gives you that kind of like push on the back, like yeah, you got it, or like whatever you're going through, you can vibe to it. Like I think I can relate to that. What you're just saying. And then the other thing was what you mentioned. I don't want to skip. I like listening to people. That's why I did a podcast. I like to listen to what you say. But whenever somebody does something that they've experienced from a real life event, it comes out pretty good because you're talking about something you are sure
Yeah.
about. I mean, when you create a narrative that's not there and you just put in a song, it can also come out pretty good. But like when you do it because you've gone through it and you're telling a story or like something, there's a way you connect with that song and it's gonna connect with the listeners. And
Yeah.
it's in everything because I was recording a episode that's coming out this weekend or like no it's coming out last weekend and I asked him why when he takes a picture it makes you feel like you are in that event at that moment and he
Yeah.
said that because when he does his work he puts himself in the work like you're in it, but sometimes you can do something because you want to get money out of it, but
Yeah.
when you do something with all your heart and you're in it in the moment, it comes out and connects with the listener. So when you do your music and you connect with your music at a personal level, not just doing it for money or for vibe, it's just something that you love, definitely the
Yeah.
listeners are also going to be able to connect with your music.
True. Like basically, when you sing something from your heart, you're actually writing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like writing, I don't want to write a song and just leave it there. I want to actually speak. So sometimes I call my friends to the studio. I actually sing what I'm going to sing. Then
Mm-hmm.
I ask them if it sounds right. Because
Right.
sometimes you may think that something sounds right, yet it's actually off.
Yeah.
So very important.
Yeah, it's
It's
always.
very important. Like those negative comments sometimes,
Mhm.
you really need them. Sometimes, not not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah.
That's actually something I was gonna say when we were talking about Ugandan music, because in Ugandan music, one of the things that have killed Ugandan music is like beef, but actually, it has built some other music somewhere. Like in the US, beef has built
Yeah.
the music. So it can be, they say one man is meat, is another one's poison, but like
Yeah.
when somebody beefs you, you go to the studio and just hit him back with another hit. But like in Uganda,
That's
when somebody hates, he's gonna hate. He's gonna call the radio people like, "Hey, don't play this guy's music," because he knows the radio guy
yeah.
on the radio. He's gonna, no music wa guy no domo kuba tamatira bichi bichi, and
Yeah.
like some other artist, he hates you. He finds you somewhere, he's gonna punch you. Like I know that happens somewhere else, but like I like where beef takes to the studio to Ganeko studio to your chair. Like you put it,
Yeah.
and that has built some other, like in the US. I would say like their music has been built on beef.
Yeah. When it comes to the rap world,
Hmm.
yeah, it has been built on beef. Like since way back,
Yeah.
since Eminem,
Right.
what? Yeah,
Actually, I just
Slim Shady.
Eminem just had a
Yeah.
beef with Machine Gun Kelly
Yeah.
recently, like, and they went to studio too. Like he released an album, like
Yeah.
I think what was uh Eminem's this album. I don't know. I don't remember. It's like a name of a plane or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's what they did. They went to studio. Machine Gun Kelly released his, and they were just hitting each other, and it was pretty
Mm.
good. Um, so yeah, I don't want to keep you here for so long, but I have a few questions I want to ask you. What has been a life lesson you've learned in life to this point?
My life lesson that always keeps in my head is you always have to keep going. Regardless, you
Mhm.
always have to keep going. Regardless of what happens, not everyone is going to like your music.
Mhm.
That's true. Because sometimes you may sing a person like 5 songs and maybe they like two, and the two that this one has liked, the other one likes different ones. You
Right.
understand? So you just gotta keep pushing because everyone has their different taste.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true. And I recently on my stories on Instagram, I shared that sometimes you do work and you say, "Oh, this was a good episode. People are gonna love it. People are gonna like it." You put it up on YouTube and you only get 80 people watch it. Or like, but this a lesson that I've learned from this, and I know I don't want to take away from your life lesson, but it's a lesson I want to share with you and the other listeners. That somebody messaged me, is like, "Hey, I'm an upcoming photographer, but I've learned a lot through these episodes you put out," and for me that means a lot. Like one of the two people that view your story sends you back a message like, "Hey man, your song, like let's say your song, like two people
Yeah.
listen to your song and one person comes to you as like, man, your song has helped me overcome this." That is
Yeah.
means like 1,000 million views for me. Like for you, it would mean a lot
Yeah.
because it made an impact to somebody. So usually I like to think about it as an impact rather than the views, because some people might view it and it doesn't do anything to their heart, but if one person views it and it does something, that's always a good thing. The other
Yeah.
question: what gets you excited about life?
It's always in my head. Just seeing like the people around me happy.
Yeah,
That's great enough. Like basically seeing the people around me happy.
yeah.
That's yeah. Like 100 behind, like a hand behind my back, and they're actually like really supportive to my stuff.
I've seen you a few pictures you post with like a squad, like a group. I know you have a group of people that you hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah, I have like people who actually listen to the music. Yeah,
Yeah.
they come to me and tell me sometimes change this, change that. Yeah, I have a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to go out. Yeah, I have my friends that have been down for me. I have little take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
the other is. I mean, there's a time when I actually like lost my phone. So he used to come to my crib like every day,
Mm-hmm.
like to record those freestyles that you were seeing on IG.
Mm-hmm.
He helped me like with all those. That's before we hit studio and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So my final question is, who would you like to see on the podcast next?
and the
And
podcast.
yeah, you're gonna help me connect with a person, like a person you want to see here share their story, but
Yeah,
we'll work together to get a person on here.
yeah. I can actually hook you up with. I have a friend. He's more like in front of me though. He's
Okay.
called Raja.
Okay.
Raja. Yeah. he has a nice song with Fake for Maker that he released like 2 years back. Yeah, it
Okay,
was a very nice. So yeah,
that's
I can
dope.
connect.
That's awesome. Once again, praise. I want to thank you for reaching out. I want to thank you for just talking. I don't take your words for granted. No matter where you are in life, I respect everybody.
Yeah,
Life is a journey, and wherever, whoever, whatever state that somebody's at, he will help you on something. Like you can help me, I can help you, and that's why I say we rise by lifting each other. Like having you on the podcast will, I hope it will help you, and you being here on my podcast will help me because people are gonna watch it. So, and that's how I want to live life, just helping each other and help us grow. So, thanks very much, and we'll keep in touch, brother.
yeah. Appreciate for the chance. Appreciate like big time.
Are there any final words you want to say to you, listeners, people, or anything?
Yeah, as the name says, expect Xavi. Just keep expecting music because it's coming. Yeah, and you're really going to enjoy like the new EP. Because yeah,
All
I
right.
sent you like
Uh huh.
3 songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Only one song on the EP. Only one
Mm,
of those. The
mm.
others are different. Those are like just some of the tracks I just wanted you to listen to as a person.
All
Yeah,
right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace
Thank
out,
you for the
brother.
opportunity.
No problem.
Bye.
Hey there, this is Bonnie Kibuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching and listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with a friend and recommend somebody to this podcast. Don't forget to leave a feedback on this podcast because that's how we grow. And also don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Join us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So we would love to hear from you. Thank you very much and be blessed.